Kyle Henderson here at BamaInsider.com along with Tony Sakalis. Following A-Day, Crimson wins today 27-24. Action-packed game from the start.
Yeah, an interesting game too. One on a last-second field goal from J.K. Scott, a punter. I don't know if he'll be kicking them this season, but he did make the game winner.
Today was really a game that was action-packed from the start, and then it kind of fizzled out in terms of the scoring throughout the end of the game. What was your takeaway? And I guess we should start with the quarterbacks. Both Tua Tagovailoa as well as Jalen Hurts shined today, combining for over 600 yards passing.
Yeah, I was a white team. Full disclosure, I was a white team honorary coach, so I was on the white team. So I got to see a lot more from maybe Tua than I did get to see from Jalen because it's just my position on the field. Both quarterbacks passed for more than 300 yards. They both seemed to do pretty well on the day. Just seeing Tua, he's very mature for his age. He's very keeps it very loose. He's always smiling. He always has a nod. Him and Loxley, the receivers coach, who's kind of serving as the offensive coordinator or the coach almost for the white team with Brian Dable on the Crimson team. He would go back and forth with Loxley, asking him for more clarification. Everything was met with a smile and a nod. He seemed very confident. At one point in the second half, he was struggling, and they weren't moving the ball. And Brent Key, the offensive line coach, was kind of getting into the offensive line, and Tua walked up to the offensive line and shook each one of their hands and said, "No, this is on me. You guys are doing a good job. Keep on doing your job."
As a freshman, Tua, his passing stats were 17-29, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Jerry Jeudy, another early enrollee, shined today.
The MVP, too. And before we get to Jerry Jeudy, too, about Jalen Hurts, he was also, I don't want to just make it just about Tua because Jalen had a great day. He was able to demonstrate some of the deep ball passing that Alabama's been wanting to see from him. He looked good in the pocket as well. So Alabama's got 2 good quarterbacks. I think one of the things Saban said was that they're better off at quarterback now than they were last year. That's a good sign for Alabama moving forward. So plenty to be excited about from both Hurts and Tagovailoa.
And to recap, Jalen Hurts' final stats, 16-25, 301 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and like Tony said, I mean, he looked phenomenal. I thought that, you're going to see what you're going to get from Jalen Hurts in terms of his dual threat ability, and I think some of his deep ball passes were right on the money. I mean, him and Robert Foster today was a fantastic connection. So you always want to have a quality quarterback competition, and as Saban said in his press conference, having that competition rises the overall team's ability, and that's going to prepare them for the big-time game against Florida State. Going to Jerry Jeudy today, he's the MVP. I mean, he made some exceptional plays.
He kind of on that touchdown pass for his second touchdown grab of the game, he kind of bailed out Tagovailoa a little bit, kind of let that one kind of hang up in the air. It's kind of a 50-50 pass, and Jeudy came down with it. That's kind of something we're going to be able to see from him next season, and I think he might break into one of those. Maybe not the starting spot. I don't know if it's too early to say that, but he's going to get some catches. He's going to get some reps next season, definitely.
Some more offensive stats for you. Calvin Ridley caught for 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Robert Foster, 115, 1 touchdown. TJ Sims starting to emerge as TJ Simmons as 6 receptions, 82 yards, and then Jerry Jeudy finishing with 5 receptions for 134 yards. All those guys really balled out. What did you see from the running game?
Oh, from the running game? Najee Harris was the best out of the bunch. He had 17 rushes for 70 yards. Alabama did not really run the ball as well as they probably wanted to. That was something that I know the white team coaches were talking about during halftime. We got to go inside and the locker room and kind of see that, and they were really putting an emphasis on running the ball better. I know Brent Key wasn't very happy with the offensive line on the second team, the white team, which would be the second team offense. Wasn't that excited about that. At the news conference, Nick Saban said that they have 4 offensive linemen, and he didn't name which 4, but he said they have 4 that can play winning football and 4 more that have the potential to play winning football. So you probably think that those 4 offensive linemen that are playing winning football right now were on the Crimson team. But it was they kind of struggled. Obviously, too, Alabama can stop the run pretty well.
Switching to the defensive side of the ball, Keith Holcomb out of Tuscaloosa has 10 tackles on the day, which leads the white team. And we also got a chance to catch up with Minkah Fitzpatrick. What did he tell the media today?
Yeah, Minkah, was kind of just kept things pretty normal. It's the same thing he's been telling all year. He was asked a lot about Jalen Hurts, and he does notice a maturity in Jalen's passing. He says that the cornerbacks have to get better on some of those deep passes and getting contact on the receivers earlier in order to kind of stop some of those long plays we had just talked about, as maybe some of those jump balls. He says if they get their hands on their receivers earlier, then they can cut out some of those plays.
Terrell Hall had an interception for a touchdown.
That was a great play. I was talking with, I think, Sean Dion Hamilton on the sideline, and he was like, what do you guys think of Tua Tagovailoa? And I said, he's pretty good. He only made that one mistake. And he goes, what are you talking about, mistake? And I was like, well, he threw that one little pass to
pure athleticism.
And then he said, no, that wasn't a mistake. That was just Terrell Hall being, a beast. So
defensive lineman of the day or of the game was Raekwon Davis.
Yeah, we saw him get a sack. I don't know how many he ended up with.
He ended up with 7 tackles and 1 sack.
Yeah, he had that sack. He looked like a force, and he's the guy that's going to challenge Isaiah Buggs for that defensive end spot. So that's something you got to look at. He's definitely showed that he can play that position.
Coming to you from Bryant-Denny Stadium, my name is Kyle Henderson alongside Tony Sakalas. You can catch all our coverage back on BamaInsider.com.